what you do and have done and will continue to do for civil liberties in Wisconsin. Let's have another round of applause for that. It's my pleasure now to introduce our guest speaker for this evening, Rachel Maddow. But if you'll indulge me, I'm going to tell you a little teeny story about that. When I was asked to MC this event a couple of months ago, I was actually getting it via voice message, and because of the respect that I have for the work that the ACLU does and for Chris, as I was listening to the message, I said, oh sure, I'd be happy to do that. And then I continued to listen, and when I heard who the guest speaker was going to be, I squealed. I squealed. People from other offices came in to see what was going on. And that's because, like many people here in this room, I'm really a great fan of Rachel's. We have 3 children, my husband and I do. We love them dearly, like any parents do for their own children. We would do anything for them. We're always there for them, except Monday through Friday at 8 o'clock Central. Bingo, that's Rachel. The only message I delivered to Rachel today was from my 13-year-old, who on occasion will quietly, and she knows she must be quiet, come in and watch with us. But obviously, those of us in this room are not the only people who feel very strongly about her. MSNBC's Rachel Maddow show, it's like a mouthful I just can't quite get out today, is a hit. It's a big hit. It features Rachel's take on the biggest stories of the day, political and otherwise, including lively debate with guests from every side of an issue, in-depth analysis, and stories that you will not see on any other cable news show. Rachel also continues to host her show on Air America Radio. I don't know how you do that. A former Rhodes Scholar, Rachel has a doctorate in political science and a background in HIV/AIDS activism, prison reform, and other lefty rabble-rousing, including a couple of very happy hard-scrabble years working with the ACLU National Prison Project. We are delighted to have you here with us this evening. I promise I won't squeal. And everyone, please join me in a warm welcome to Rachel.
I'm sorry to have come between you and your children, but you will be happy to know that I have also brought with me some sea lions and blue-footed boobies. So we'll be okay. You don't have to worry about missing out on the Galapagos experience while we're here. About 6 years ago, I went to Capshaw, Alabama. With my friends from the ACLU National Prison Project, and we were at the time ginning up a little campaign that we called No Lost Causes. It's just sort of melodramatic title. It was my idea. 2 prison systems in the country, Alabama and Mississippi, still had policies of forcing the total segregation of all HIV-positive prisoners. At the height of the AIDS panic in this country, 46 states had policies like that, but over time, 44 of those 46 dropped those policies because those policies were stupid. I mean, it is stupid. You can't run an entirely separate parallel prison system for people who have one particular virus. The number of states that had policies like this just dropped rapidly in the 80s and the early 90s from 46 down to 2. But those 2, they were holding out. And they knew this policy was unwarranted. They knew it was expensive. They knew there was nothing worse about the kind of HIV that people get in Mobile as compared to the kind of HIV that people get in Oklahoma City. And they knew that these segregation systems were not actually any safer than any normal systems of dealing with prisoners. But they didn't want to give up. They were very attached to these segregation policies. So me and my friends at the ACLU National Prison Project decided that, that these policies were too stupid to survive. and they were, and frankly, they were too mean. The consequences for people who were living under these, living in the HIV segregation units were devastating. So we decided that being irrationally attached to indefensible ideas is not enough to justify keeping them. So we called our effort to get those last two policies changed No Lost Causes. The reason that I thought that was justified, despite how lame it is because every previous national effort to get those policies overturned had come to naught. And so we just thought, all right, let's give it another try, no lost causes. So it was 2002, maybe 2003, I think it was 2002. And we go to Capshaw, we go to Limestone Prison, there in northern Alabama, and we are there to interview some of the guys who are enduring this ridiculous segregation policy in the HIV-only wing of this awful prison. And the three of us from the National Prison Project, we get out of our little rental car, and we start walking up to the front entrance to the prison. And it's me, and it's the AIDS in Prison advocate from the ACLU National Prison Project, a brilliant woman named Jackie Walker, who at the time had dreads down to her butt. And Margaret Winter, who is my dear friend and ACLU lifer, she's the associate director of the Prison Project. And the three of us, we get out of our little rental car, and we start walking up to the front entrance to Limestone Prison, and I realize that we look like we are straight out of central casting for liberal carpetbagging outside agitator rally. There's sort of a countless moment where I think, I know what we look like. And just as I turn to Jackie and Margaret to make a joke about what I think we must look like, the corrections officer who is manning the front entrance door at the prison comes out of the front door, and he takes off his peaked cap, and he points at us. And he says from a distance of about 25 yards, "Oh my God, it's the ACLU." It was and remains the single most satisfyingly cinematic moment